Bonnie Rigsby, the Eternal Gypsy and owner of Let Your Soul Breathe. We are working on a series of stress management vlogs. We're going to talk about, over the coming 5 weeks, the 5 top stressors. So things that a lot of us go through on a somewhat regular basis that are big ticket stress events that we can hold on to for a long time thereafter, y'all. So it's important for us to recognize what the top stressors are, and then just kind of share some tips on ways that things maybe have worked for me or for others that I know, to see if that might help you, inspire you, and lift you up in the times of stress, just to kind of plant a seed in your mind of different ways that you can deal with these stresses when they come about, or that you can just kind of shift your perspective a little bit that will help bring you peace as you work through the grief of the situation or as you heal. So I hope these help you. Today we are going to start with our first stressor, job loss. And let me tell y'all, I have been through my stress of job losses in my life. I totally understand how it may feel, you know, when you do nothing wrong and something just happens. I was at a bank for over 18 years, thought I was going to be there for my lifetime. I got laid off. It was like a number kind of situation, and it was bye-bye, figure it out. Thank you for your 18 plus years. See ya. I understand that pain that comes with that and having to start over, and how hard that is to uproot your family's lifestyle and all of those things. In addition, I've had a clinic, one of my favorite jobs I've ever had in my life, working with special needs children. Loved my job. Felt like it was purposeful. I truly was able to help these children and felt like I was able to share some of my gifts. And unfortunately, the government system had to shut down a number of clinics years ago. Mine was one of those. Now this is very meaningful to me, y'all. I have watched a lot of my loved ones over the years succumb to stress and the negativity of it and the pain of it, because they've wallowed for so many years in the thoughts of, I'm doing the right thing, I'm working hard, and still they owe me this, they owe me that, they should do this. These thoughts are all in your head, and it makes you very confused and very hurt. And sometimes if we don't pull ourselves out of that pain, it can really seethe within us and create a life of disease and pain and illness that stress very much creates. Now, I'll talk more about this in week 5, but I'm extra passionate about this because one of those people was my own father, who lost his life to cancer years back. And I truly, in my soul, believe that a lot of the pain that he experienced that led to that disease was the pain and stress from life, including job stress. And I don't ever want another human to go through that. So I try so hard to live in his honor of making my life about managing stress to help prevent the mental illness, the disease, all these things that are negative in our world, that we have a chance to break that cycle on. Now, in most cases, it wasn't something you can control. You show up every day. You put, for example, you're 18 years in, you work hard, you do the right things, and it still happens, y'all. You can't control the decisions of someone else. And that's the part to remember in your heart, in your soul, in your mind. You can't control those actions. The only thing that you can control is your reaction to any given situation, no matter how painful it is, no matter how negative it feels. You can control how you react. And there is great peace in reacting in a positive, loving way. And remembering that stuff like this happens in life. When everyone has their own free will to choose and to find their paths, it sometimes can affect yours in a negative way. We have to find a way past that. if and when you lose your job, don't beat yourself up, y'all. I mean, most of the time, it's not going to be your fault. It's going to be a company decision that is made based on the needs of the company at that time. It's not a personal thing as far as the decision. It feels personal to us, but don't beat yourself up. You know, that's the thing we're really not as good at in humanity, is we really give ourselves such a hard time and we give others such a hard time. We need to lighten it up a little bit as we work through this pain and as we heal our hearts. Now, for those of you that did something directly and were fired as a result, maybe you came in late a lot, don't make the same mistake twice. That's how you can learn from it. If something like that happens to you, it is an opportunity for you to grow, to learn, and decide, I'm not going to make that mistake again. I'm going to correct whatever this issue is that created this problem. I'm going to move forward so that this doesn't happen again, because it doesn't feel so good. Dig deep within, figure out what you could have done to contribute to this, if anything, and then work really hard on changing that behavior that obviously is not the right one for your path, and let's make it better. Look, y'all, the truth of it is you may not ever know the reason why you were selected to lose your job. It may be clear in some cases. You may know you did something wrong. And other times, you have no idea. How in the world could I be chosen when I'm there every day? I show up on time, I work my butt off, whatever, I'm loyal, I'm a teammate, and you still lose your job. Stuff like that is going to happen. Don't allow yourself to wallow in that pain. Acknowledge it, go through it, heal. I'm not saying don't be human and don't be emotional about it, but yeah, do that. But do it short term so that you're not wallowing in the same behavior every day. Because then you get in that pity party, beat myself up kind of mode. That's not healthy for you to stay in long term. And your goal is to get a new life, create a better life. So maybe, just maybe, if we shift our mindset and say, you know what, I really liked this situation, but you know what, the man upstairs, the universe, however you want to put it, has a better plan for me, and this needed to happen to close one door to open another. So think of it that way, and maybe this is an opportunity for you to rebuild your future. In some ways, a lot of us attach our identity to our jobs. So when that is the case, it tends to be a pretty big blow. When you lose your job, don't lose your identity, your authentic uniqueness, what makes you special. Find what really moves your soul and take steps in the direction of getting that kind of job, that kind of work, that kind of daily routine. Then you will keep yourself intact and feel good about every day. Now, sometimes it's not that easy, y'all. We have a lot of clutter in our heads, and you're telling me, oh, dive deep within. How am I supposed to do that? My family's got to eat. I've got all these thoughts, and I've got this stuff going on. I totally get it. Sometimes you need an outside party to help you clear the background noise. If you fit into that category, whether it be coming to me, going to someone else, you choose what's best for you. But sometimes hiring a life coach can help with those kinds of circumstances, because sometimes we have so much stuff in our head, it's hard for us to clear out that noise long enough to really hone the laser beam into what really moves us. Look, y'all, in a lot of cases, you don't love your job. In a lot of cases, we settle. And when we settle, sometimes we need to be pushed a little bit in the direction of not settling anymore, because we're here to create the life that we want. And if that is the case, then why are we accepting less than what we deserve? Why are we accepting just a job, just a paycheck, when we can create the life that we love, doing what we love for a living and actually making a living out of it financially and feeding the soul and helping others at the same time? That's what most of us want. This happened to me. I now have a blank slate. How am I going to choose to use that slate when it comes to finding another job? Am I just going to find another job? Or am I going to go out and find my dream job? Am I going to go after what I really want? Those are the questions that you need to ask. And sometimes it's that motivation, that passion, that drive that can help pull you out of the funk that this kind of negative situation can get you in. When that happens, definitely express your emotions. Cry, be upset about it, totally understand it. Just don't hold on to it, because the next thing you need to do, you really need to pull your strength in to do. And that's to dive deep within and really reflect. When you have an opportunity to have that blank canvas, let's explore that canvas. Deeply tap into yourself and say, what do I really want to do next? What do I want with my life? Do I want to work just a job? There are some folks who really want to do that, and I applaud you. If that is you, stick to your path. Do that. If you're someone like me, that's not good enough. I want to do what I'm passionate about. I want to do what I feel like I was here for. So I will go out of my way to dig deep and remove all the layers I need to of junk in my way to figure out the direction to hone my energy in and my time and my passion and my forward movement in a certain direction. I want it to be purposeful. I want it to be meaningful. So it's a time to reflect deep within, figure out what you really want. It's a time for you to not settle, to not allow just the everyday boring, going to a job, clocking in, clocking out, to what you really want. Use it as an opportunity. Remember, it's not personally directed at you as an attack. It's going to feel negative, but it can end up being positive if you allow yourself to really heal through it, to work through the emotion, and to make a better choice for yourself, for your path, for your life. So that's where my laser beam goes. Intention, focus, direction. This is what I want, and I'm going to go after it. Be excited about the next chapter, y'all. What's out there that you could do that would move your soul? Take steps in that direction, you know? I hope that you will stay tuned each week so that you can learn each one of these top stressors. Now, what I'm asking you to do along the way is to engage. Let me know what stresses you out. Do you have tips for others so that we can kind of help share the wealth, y'all? Give each other tips to help us through these stressful times so that we can heal, so that we can be here on this earth to serve the purpose that we've been given. We have to get some of those layers of stress chunked away. And what better way to do that than to help each other?